What is going on, everybody? Depraved Slasher, and we are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are...
Hella Depraved.
Yes, we are. I am personally excited for this. Because it's more crooked. And I'm ready for my mind to...
Orbit.
No, so... we're continuing down the path of good versus evil.
Up. Right.
Again, you will not find the first track reacted to because it was an intro. We did listen to that outside of recording, and then we recorded the first track, this one, and then I need to look back and see which one of these it was that I did cover, because at one point somebody asked me to react to a different one that I had never heard before. And I remember saying it felt like I was missing parts of a story, because apparently this album is a very story-driven album that's telling a story as it goes on. So I have to look at which one that was. I don't remember right offhand.
Okay.
But I want to make sure I know which one it is before I record it.
Except for
again,
we might want to do it again anyway, because I won't have heard it.
You can always
it's
watch
a possibility. Okay. I mean, there's that possibility too. Y'all tell us what you want to do.
We'll figure it out. Anyways, so I am super stoked to check this out.
Me too.
Specifically. I mean, it's King Crooked. It's
always
And
enjoyable.
this also has Xzibit on it, which was a dude I grew up listening to. Call it what you wanna call it. I'm a alcoholic. Bring it if you really want it. Ain't gotta put no extras on it.
We're just bleeping because
we still got 2
really
minutes.
Trying to not completely demonetize ourselves. We have to kind of get used to it because it doesn't come naturally. Yeah, I was just saying that I can't remember the last track that I heard Xzibit on, except for a recent one that we...
Right, we did cover a Locksmith song that had Xzibit on it not too long ago. So.
But before that, it's been at least a decade
2
for
minutes.
me.
Fuck yeah! Anyways.
We made it!
So, but yeah, so we're super stoked to check this out, and it's crook, man. As a matter of fact, today I was listening to my lyrical playlist. That currently only has 2 songs because I'm too lazy to put the rest of everything I want to put into it.
He's just listening to 2 songs.
So on repeat, over and over again, it was Skip This Ad and The Adventures of Moon Man and Slim Shady.
You have
back to back, over and over again.
You made it. You made it.
And
Good job.
One day I'll put more stuff on. I need to at some point transfer my playlist over from Napster to this.
Correct. Got it.
So that I could just completely nix Napster.
Right. I mean, I need to figure out something because I stream on Amazon Unlimited. Problem being, half the music that's on my playlist that I listen to all the time, guys, is my playlist is like almost 600 songs. Half of it I own. The other half is stuff that I've just selected and get as part of my unlimited membership. But if I ever want to reduce that to just like Prime membership or anything like that, I'm going to have to either own or have downloaded. I mean, you can't via that, but like figure out some way to at least have a snapshot of my playlist so that I don't lose shit.
Alright guys, so without further ado, Dem People with Xzibit and SAS.
Dem People?
Yeah, I didn't say SAS. I don't know who SAS is.
Okay.
It's not to take anything away from he or she,
just
whoever it is.
Unaware at this point.
I just don't know who they are. So, I guess we will be introduced. Now watch, it's going to be somebody I've heard before. I'll be like, I recognize that voice.
You. Yeah.
Because that happens. Alright, let's get it.
Like me, it's a crime right now. The people wage war on my time right now. They wanna see me dead, I ain't dying right now. That's why I got my hand on my 9 right now. Look like me, it's a crime right now. The people wage war on my time right now. They wanna see me dead, I ain't dying right now. That's why I got my hand on my 9 right now.
This is so relevant. Saying
look,
it's a crime to look like me, saying
right now. They're
being black.
waging war on my kind right now. That's why I got well, I'm not dying right now, but that's why I got my hand on my 9 right now.
Right.
I mean, so it's relevant because it's been brought to the forefront, but it has been relevant. So we're not trying to take away from that, people. We're just talking in terms of societal awareness. It has reached a boiling point, and everyone is talking about what we should have been talking about long time ago. But I really like that snake charmer vibe at the beginning. I really like that.
Well, I mean, he is wearing the Egyptian
snake
headdress.
Charming. Yeah.
So
I mean, they did have asps and stuff like that. I mean, that's more of an Indian.
Asp.
Yeah,
asp,
that too.
Asp. Now stop and make that fucking snake hammer time like woo woo.
Yes, Cleo.
That's how you take
that works out.
That's how you take a old school fucking Big Sean song and turn it into ridiculousness.
Fucked up everything around us. Got the slum fucked up everything around us. Got the slums looking like a toxic metropolis. Ain't from around here and you see all them dope fiends. You probably think you walking through a zombie apocalypse. I'ma be your tour guide here. Grab these binoculars. Tell me if you see something prosperous. As far as the eye can see, it's a pop.
Ooh.
Hell no.
He says, "Here's the binoculars. Tell me. Do you see something prosperous?"
Hell
no.
Even with binoculars. Like, not only
He's
can
like, all you see is desolation and struggle.
I mean, you can see in the distance with those. You can also zoom in, and no matter how you look at it, everybody looks like a zombie apocalypse right now with the dope in the streets.
Right.
Grab these binoculars. Tell me if you see something prosperous. As far as the eye can see, it's a poverty-stricken populace. Rats on the ground, police helicopters on top of us. Look over there. See that abandoned building? It used to be a church where the junkies would abandon children. Gave up their babies just to shoot up. It's crazy. Then their babies grow up to be addicts to the habit kills them. Can't stop the cycle because it's government corruption that's bringing the drugs in. Guess it's up to us then. But us, we brainwash. Yes, me and you all. How can I explain to you in 2 bars? We FUBAR.
We FUBAR.
FUBAR fucked up beyond all recognition.
Yep. And can't explain it in 2 bars. Not even probably an entire album, especially with how he's talking about the brainwashing and the cyclical nature of everything, and the kids that are already hooked when they're...
Again, there's a good spoken word poem by Prince E.A. called "Why I Think This World Should End," which is not near as bad as what it sounds.
It's not apocalyptic.
No. He's talking about basically the state of the world that we're in.
Yeah.
And how it should end. And that's touched on brainwashing. Not just so much goes into it. Like kids being raised. Prime example, one of the things that was brought up in this whole thing is daughters being raised watching TV and seeing commercials saying you need to look like this, you need to look like that, you need to put on this makeup will make you beautiful, you need to be this size. And then all of a sudden these girls are growing up bulimic,
believing that that's how they have to look,
and obsessed with makeup to make themselves look pretty. And it's taught to them, not just, honestly, not even by most
their
parents. It's more taught to them by society, things they see on TV, their friends.
Who makes it in terms of acting careers, modeling careers. But again, it's also the consumerism in us. Like, the markets are flooded with beauty products and clothing products.
Right.
Targeting women. And, you know, if you have everything from, like, the cheap to the designer, but you have so much product, then how can it all be a lie that this stuff does not make you more beautiful, more desirable? It's the same kind of concept with the drugs, for example. You know, the pharmaceutical companies, they started all sorts of illegal testing with the poor socioeconomic, especially in the ghettos. And then they make profit. They then tell their reps to go out and tell doctors that it's not nearly as addictive as it is, and if you prescribe like the long-term stuff, that's for chronic pain versus the shorter acting stuff. Oh no, it's not addictive, and that pseudo addiction that you're saying, and it just becomes this rolling cycle when the addicts can't get their pills because they do become addicts, then they go to heroin. And where do you find heroin? You know, it's just this rolling ball that keeps on going, and it's all that brainwashed state, not how we normally think about it, not you know, how we normally think about brainwashing, but it's a cycle.
Yes, me and you are. How can I explain to you in 2 bars? We full bar. People from the beginning of time, they my evil. Yeah, like the flow until the weaver. Yeah, them people like looking as well in the seat. Long to the start of in the media. Yeah, them people from the beginning of time, they my evil. Yeah, like the flow until the weaver. Yeah, them people like looking as well in the seat. Long to the start of in the media. See, the motherfucking problem is the elite 1% controlled by the puppet master created fake recessions that made them billions while driving people into starvation. Imagine a wasteland created by the greedy that feeds on the poor. Dem people fucked up everything around us. Then they put the chemical plants right where the slums are. You ain't jealous of your neighbor's grass being greener, cause it ain't no grass. Your front yard is sun charged. Old ass abandoned cars looking like a junkyard. Gotta kill to live out here, even the punk's hard. 5-star hotel, homie, we ain't got 1 star. Everybody look homeless, can't tell who the bums are. Everything backwards, night be looking like morning. Cause back in the day, the government, they missed something important. Blatantly ignored it. Mother Nature's warning about global warming, so when it's electrical storming, you get caught outside, you could die in the rain. You know shit's insane when the sky's in pain. Another oil pipe, another life that they claim, and they don't give a fuck, they laughing right to the bank. Them people from the beginning of time, they my evil. Yeah, like the flow through the weaver.
I got chills.
Bankers and economists collapsed entire nations just to feed their greed.
That was
That
I got
the
goosebumps
facts
at the
in
end of
that
that.
last verse, that chorus, the flow and everything, it really reminds me of Informer.
Informer.
Yeah. With the snake charmer sound behind it with the pipes. But yeah, I mean,
If y'all didn't
that
know
was
who
nothing
Snow is, just Snow.
Yeah, Informer. You
Go
gotta
look up Snow Informer.
If you have not heard Informer before, you have to.
Yo, I swear on everything.
Like the boom boom
That
down.
song was amazing, and none of us
None of us
understood
understood a
most
word.
of it.
Yeah, but if you actually look up the lyrics, it almost makes it more amusing. I mean, like it is a song about cop corruption and so on, but the flow on that is amazing, and it was overplayed, but wonderful.
But yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say that whole second verse was just almost straight facts.
Right, and that's something I wanted to touch on too, and this is why I'm going to love this entire album. It's going to give me a chance to just talk about things. It is so strange to me to see so much denial from so many people about things going on, whether it is global warming, and even still today, people are like, "There's no such thing as global warming." Yo. Do you not notice how drastically
Things have changed.
Things
Climate
have changed
has changed.
just in the 30 plus years I've been alive.
For me,
I've
it's almost
noticed-
4 decades, and yeah.
I've noticed that it has changed. There's weather patterns, and like it's
Certain things going extinct, certain things...
animals going extinct, water levels rising
Droughts.
because of the heat in other places, droughts in other places that didn't used to have them.
Right.
And
Fires, the wildfires.
people are just like, "Oh no, there's no such thing as global warming. Stop living in fucking denial."
Right.
And I'm not even talking about the fucking river.
But yeah, there's just, yeah. And again, climate change is a cyclical thing. Are we causing it to accelerate? Yeah, we really are. But, you know, I mean, that is part of nature. But like he was talking about, how can you be in denial when even the sky is in pain? You know, I think he was talking about electrical storms and stuff like that, but again, it's like, come on. And a lot of the reason that all of the news about it is kept below the radar of the normal person who's not actually just paying attention, or where they call it fake news, is because somebody is benefiting. Like you said, somebody's getting rich off of the thing that is causing the damage in the first place. Like building the pipelines. You know, somebody's getting rich off of those. And therefore, they don't care if they're trashing Native American land that doesn't even technically belong to the federal government. You know, they just go in there and bulldoze. They don't care if the water's polluted. They don't care because they're making bank. So, you know.
It's just to look at the nature of things today. A lot of things drive me crazy. Like, how is it that we're still mowing down forests
Right.
when we've got computers? Like, affordable ones for everyone. I'm talking, you can go out now and spend like $150, which, okay, it might not be affordable for everyone.
That's an over-exaggeration, but yeah.
But more affordable than what people think.
Right.
And never have to use another piece of paper to do what you're doing.
Right.
But so many people are just so used, like, don't want to learn computers or whatever. And it's like, at this point, there should almost be no reason for most people to use paper.
Right.
There really shouldn't.
Honestly, a lot of places don't even allow you, like schooling, for example. You know, all of your papers are supposed to be turned in,
Right.
printed, or electronically at this point. I mean, I do kind of understand, but, you know, you think about deforestation and our ability for planting, like making it the proper cycle that it should be, because we have done the studies, we do understand how it needs to be done, and or using a different paper product, like bamboo, for example, regrows almost immediately. So it can be used for all of the different purposes that we use regular wood pulp for, but it will regrow almost immediately, and therefore it makes it actually a very good plant. Hemp, you know, I mean, instead of having all of these bans on it because everyone's afraid that, you know, everyone's going to be a pothead and everything, hemp plants are great for a lot of the stuff that we use.
Clothes.
Yeah, well, it's good.
I used to have a hemp hoodie.
They're great
one
for
of my favorite hoodies.
clothes. They're great for like ropes and different types of bindings. They're great for paper. You know, it's
Right.
and it's easy to grow, economical, actually better all around than in terms of like wear and tear than cotton and so on and so forth. But again, it was the cotton industry. Those people had the money and wanted to keep making money, and that's why hemp was originally looked down upon. So,
but yeah, there's tons of things that could be done, and honestly, with again going even back to the beginning of the second verse where he was talking about the government taking like nuclear plants and things like that and putting them near ghettos,
right,
is a thing that happens, like, because they look at it as, oh, we don't care about those people, they're the poverty-stricken people, let's just go ahead and move the chemical plants over here. If anything, and they try to justify it. They try to justify, if anything, we're giving them a chance to have jobs.
Right.
It's
right.
like, no.
But yeah, they
people.
don't have the monetary ability to fight back in terms of, we don't want it here. They don't have the political clout. Like, we don't want them there. They also don't normally have the medical ability to be seen and therefore rack up the numbers in terms of polls of, is this causing problems in the vicinity in which it's being, their water gets contaminated by leaks, I mean, radiation, cancer, all sorts of problems. He was like, 5-star hotel, I don't know what you're talking about. We don't even have 1 star here. You know?
You guys should have seen the hotel. Well, a lot of you guys did see the hotel that her and I stayed in Amarillo.
I think that would probably count as like 1.5.
It's a tear.
We had a
Fucking
bed.
hurt.
And the shower worked.
What was it?
It was hot water.
The first night we pulled in, a dude walks up and was like, "Hey, were you guys honking at me?" I
We're
did.
like,
I didn't touch the fucking horn. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can if you want me to, but nah. Nobody honked.
It looked like a castle, though.
Get off the drugs and maybe you might not hear things.
Right. But yeah, that was a great track.
It was.
And I'm going to enjoy this
Fan-fucking-tastic.
album based on what we've, like you said, it's going to option to talk about stuff, but it's also, you know, it's talking about the problems. And it was released before.
Everything got pushed up.
Yeah,
into the
all this
forefront.
George Floyd stuff happened. So, I mean, again, it emphasizes the fact that this has always been a problem, guys.
Right.
This is just drawn attention because it was unavoidable. Like, there was no way to cover up what was happening, and that there were so many cases that happened in quick succession. So, I mean, what does that say?
Right.
That's kind of disgusting. It's the same thing with the global warming, environmental problems. Like, what's it going to take? We going to lose a continent before everyone's like, oh, it is a thing, and by the way, the world's round.
If you're a flat earther and you're watching this, get the fuck off my channel.
Bye now. Bye-bye.
Anyways. That's
That'll
going to do
do
it,
it.
guys. If you like the video, slash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. Comment down below. What did you think of
Dem People.
Dem People? The fucking text is so small on that screen, I couldn't remember the
Right.
name of it off the top of my head to save myself. Dem People with Xzibit and SAS, King Crooked. Homie, great fucking track. I am really looking forward more and more to this album.
Me too.
The more I hear from it. And yeah, guys, that is going to do it. We love y'all. Oh yeah, check all the description down below
Push
for
our
all the
buttons.
things. And yeah, that'll do it. We love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Cannot wait to see the brave people later.
Night, y'all.
Peace.